What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to another episode of Domestic Imports. My name's Preston, as always, and today I got a special treat for you guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you guys the 2022 Subaru BRZ Limited. Is it limited? Okay, yeah, it's a limited. And let me tell you guys, this is really nice. I actually enjoy this car a lot, and proud owner of my mom and dad. They bought it completely brand new right before 2022 came out, so they absolutely love it. I got to drive it once and I fell in love with it. I'm more of a Honda guy, but I fell in love with this. And for those that don't know, the BRZ, they are a two-door coupe that has a four-cylinder engine in it, the boxer engine. And there's the BRZ, the Scion FRS, and then the Toyota 86. I believe that's what it is. If not, I'll put up somewhere what it's actually called. But yeah, without further ado, I'll interview my dad about it and show you guys what it actually looks like. All right, so this is my father, Harold, or Skip, whichever one you want to call him. And pretty much this is his car, and he's gonna explain to you guys a little bit about, what kind of features this car has and what he knows. And obviously he drove it a little bit more than I have, so.
First of all, I gotta tell you, it's a very fun car to drive. Pretty much will do everything you expect it'll do. It handles great. It's got good response with steering, braking, and acceleration. I could give you some spec numbers on it. It's somewhere around 228, 230 horsepower. It's automatic with the option to go manual with the paddle shifts. So in the interior of this thing, the cockpit of the seats and stuff wrap around you. When you put your seatbelt on, you feel really part of the car. It's just that secure. It's got heated everything. It's got heated seats, heated mirrors, driver assist, all the Subaru bells and whistles that come with that. Just a really super car to drive. It's super fun. The security on this thing is pretty cool too. You don't even have to hit your button on your remote. If you want to lock the car when you're leaving, stick your finger right there, it locks it for you.
Huh.
Same way with unlocking it. Well, watch. That's not going to do it for you. Coolest feature so far I found out about this car is while you're driving it at night, your headlights follow the way you're turning. It will actually follow the road ahead of you. It gives you a better vision of where you're going. The braking on this car it's beyond great. That's one of the first things that I noticed about this car when I drove it, was the massive braking that it had. The specs on it says that you can be goes from 60 to 0 in less than 106 feet, which is pretty good. Acceleration on this thing is around 0 to 60 about 5.9 seconds, give or take.
All right, so we're at the trunk now, and honestly, there is a lot more space than you would expect. I mean, in a sports car, and they still got the, what is that, plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic over the weather. WeatherTech mat.
Okay, yeah, it's a WeatherTech mat, and yeah, honestly, there's a lot of room back here for being a little sports car.
And under that, you still got your space for your jack and
got your
spare tire under here.
maybe.
No, it doesn't have a spare tire. That's right. It's got the fuel valve to fix the flat with.
Okay.
Instead of the spare, you get it's the.
Huh. That's a neat little kit.
Yeah.
So this doesn't come with a actual spare. It comes with
It does have a jack.
Yep, and a little screwdriver, eye hole, whatever you want to call it, tow hook, and then the jack.
And an emergency compressor to fix it flat.
Yeah. What's on that side? And the
Jack
rest,
handle, yeah.
rest of your jack stuff. I mean, and you wouldn't think that this trunk is, you know, the trunk lid's so small, like it just doesn't look like a trunk lid. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, looking at the car though, you wouldn't think it had that much space.
Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, it looks like it's, you know, like starts like right here, but actually it's, you know, yeah, so. Ta-da! So, now we're inside of the interior of the car. Honestly, it's very, very roomy for being a little sports car. I can honestly fit in here, and I'm 6 foot. I know that doesn't seem really tall. It does have a, I believe, a touch screen. Yeah, it is a touchscreen. What is that, a 7-inch? 7-inch touchscreen, and Sirius XM, like I believe in their, what kind of radio system? Bose? Or?
Is that Alpha? I'm not real sure on the radio system.
Okay,
It's a 400 watt system.
okay, I'll post it up, you know, up here in a minute. But you know, you got your really cool futuristic. Yeah, I don't know if you call it futuristic, but it is a nice little gauges and stuff.
Digital controls indeed.
Yeah.
You got your toggle switches below that. Do your rear defroster, and then the one on the right, if you'll hit it, that's your synchronization button for both sides of your
Okay.
control. And that syncs both sides, the driver and the passenger, with whatever temperature's set at.
Okay. And then recirculation, I guess the different modes and stuff and all that. And then we come down to the middle, and this is your gear shifter, automatic with manual drive, so you know, this is drive. And then so if you go into the manual part, which is over, you can either use it right here, or if you want to, you can use the paddle shifters, which comes in both. Right now this car has 2,031 miles on it altogether, and which is practically brand new. I mean, other than it being a 2022.
The steering wheel does move.
Yep, steering wheel does move. It has the
Telescopic.
Yeah, the telescopic
Steering with
latch. This car has cruise control.
the radio controls and stuff are over here as well. This is your gauge cluster control on this side, and if you shut the door and monitor your gauges on the right side of your steering wheel, it'll go through and show you this thing's got a torque, measures the torque on your takeoff. It's got a track set up to where you can use use a stopwatch to go from, if you're checking your speeds like from 0 to 60 or something. You can control that from your steering wheel from your takeoff and measure that. It's got the sensors on it. You can set it up and you can watch how your suspension handles as you're going through curves and stuff. It's a pretty neat little setup. It's kind of like a race car.
Okay.
Closest I want to get to a race car anyway.
Here, what I'll do is I'll roll down the window and you show me how to work all this, because I don't know how to.
Just a second, because it's saying you don't have a key. So you see right now that's telling you leaning a little bit to the left. That's because I'm laying on the door.
Oh, okay.
You can go through the different things right here. Now that gives you the same kind of a deal on that. Right here's your stopwatch with your lap. You can pull that up and you can actually, from your steering wheel, start your stopwatch. And it'll go through and it'll tell you what you're doing on that. There's your torque, tells you how much torque you had on the last takeoff that you had. And then we're back around to the acceleration and how your suspension is handling as you're going down the road. It's a pretty neat little setup on that one. This one over here, you can answer whatever phone you've got synced up to your system. You can answer your phone from here. Your volume controls, you can change your radio channels. You can change the source of what you're listening to from right here. It also displays what you're doing on your dash up here at the same time, so you don't have to actually take your eyes completely off the road. You can actually glance at that while you're driving, even though you're not supposed to.
That's nice. I like that I like this cluster that they have right there, because it's.
And if you notice, your miles per hour is in the center, and this on the outside is actually your tach.
Yeah. So if I give it a little gas here. Oh, sorry. There's.
You're fine.
It's very smooth how the RPMs is.
Yeah, it's not jumpy. It has a feature on here for your automatic high beams. You can put your high beams on, and when it senses headlights coming at you or brake lights in front of you, it'll automatically drop down to a low beam so you're not blinding people in front of you, which is really cool. Sometimes we get distracted on that and we forget to turn our low beams down and upset people. But that it works pretty good that way. So, and it's got a really loud horn on it too.
That is loud.
It's pretty loud. And the design of the dash is pretty wicked as well. It's got that velour type rough cut leather here, whatever you call that.
Oh yeah.
But it's got it on the door panels, and it's got it right here. And this leather wrapped steering wheel, the way it's made, it's designed to fit your hand when you're driving. It's not actually round.
Mm-hmm.
You can take and feel of it, and it's kind of funny to feel it when you first do, when you're not used to that type of steering wheel. But as you're driving this car, you understand why it's made that way.
Yeah. I gotcha. Then obviously you got your speakers up here in the dash. I think those are speakers.
Yes, they're speakers.
Unlike the Volvo. And this does have a an SOS button, and I'm guessing, do you know what this?
Subaru Link.
Okay, the Subaru Link right here. So if in case of emergency, you can contact them both. Then on this side, it has, you know, the lights on or to the door, or whenever your door opens or you want it off. And then the lights are actually, I believe, LED.
Right.
And
yeah, they're LED.
are they pretty bright at night?
Pretty bright at night. You also have, there's one that's up inside here, you can't really see it, but it shines down to the center console in the dark.
Okay.
The back seat folds down so you have full access to the trunk, so you can actually make the trunk all the way up to your front driver's side seat.
Okay. I'll probably get that here in a minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
But this is what the passenger side looks like. It has that, what you call it, a veneer? Velour? Sort of, is, it feels like suede, honestly.
Well, I think it is like a faux suede rather than velour.
Suede, bucket seats and all that. And you got the BRZ, my bad, floor mats and stuff.
Yeah, these are the winter WeatherTech mats that are in it right now. It has the sport summer BRZ mats to go with it as well.
You have your suspension controls right here, which no tractions. You got sport mode, snow mode, and then this button right here is for the track. If you ever want to run these on the track, you just hit that. I guess you got to hold it.
It disables all of your
And
sensors and stuff.
once you do that, it pops up this little screen. And
Give it a look. So you look.
it's very smooth in what it. Very smooth. And then if you press the button again, it goes off. Traction.
Sport mode. There's one. Yeah, you see how it changed your interior right there? It also stiffens your suspension, and you can actually feel it when you're driving. You go into a sport mode, you hit that button while you're driving, you can feel your suspension tighten up. And the response to this car is unbelievable when you do that.
Okay.
When they say it'll hold a curve at 80 miles an hour, it'll hold a curve at 80 miles an hour.
Dang.
Not saying I did that. But I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. It's a Subaru. You gotta love it.
Yeah. Now we came around here to the back, and they have what it looks like a bucket, you know, sort of like deal for the back seats. Really, there's not a lot of room sitting back here if you're like as tall as me. But there is still room for, like, I don't know, kids, I guess.
Car seat, basket of clothes.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier, this folds down, gives you full access to the trunk.
Yep, and that's where we were just at a little bit ago. Only on the other side, but I mean,
So it does have quite a bit of room in here.
it does, and it gives it that, you know, sort of emptiness feeling to it.
This
And-
opens up into a set of cup holders, and then you've got 2 charging ports, and then you've got an auxiliary port in here
Okay.
as well.
And that's a nice design, I think,
Yeah, I like
in my opinion. All right, so currently I'm right now in the back of the seat, in the back seats, and you know, me being 6 foot, you know, the space behind, you know, up here at the roof is really bothering. Definitely have to be a small child or a small person to fit back here. I still have leg room, and I don't know if the person that's going to be sitting in front of me will have enough leg room or not. I really can't tell from this angle, but yeah, it's
not a lot of room up there.
It's not a lot of room.
If you'll look at the difference between where that seat's setting and the driver's seat setting, you can tell the big difference in it.
Yeah, and I have my feet all the way back against the, I guess, the rest back here, and the seat's actually on top of my feet, so like it's a little cramped.
Just a little bit.
You know, just a little bit. But obviously I don't think they intended for people to sit back here. It was just if if you needed somebody to sit back here for a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
they have it.
But other than that, it's for groceries because our children are grown.
Yeah. So one thing that Dad just pointed out to me was this strap right here, this leather strap, is actually made for people that, you know, whenever it's the seatbelt's going across them, it's to hold it down so that it's more not cutting into them as bad, like up in the cheek and area, or cheek and area. Yeah, and so like it, the way they did that is, I think it's beautiful how they, you know, stitched that in there, and then it's just a little button that holds it in. It's hard to do with one hand, but you know. Yeah. And that's how that works. And then this is the passenger seat. It's a little bit more spacious. Obviously the leg room and all that on this side. This is still the leather dash and all that. And this does have full airbags all around. I believe the sides, the roof curtains. It has obviously the front one, I believe knee curtains too.
It's pretty well loaded with airbags.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Alright, now that we come to the front of the car, obviously the engine bay. This is the flat four. I believe it's a 2.4 liter.
2.4.
Yeah. 2.4, as you can somewhat see right there, the FA224 engine. I'm guessing Toyota made this engine. I'm not 100% sure. I'll do a little research on
It's
it.
the same one they did for that in the Toyota. Was it the 85?
86.
86. They got in together and did it for that one and the Scion. 3 of them that they put it in.
The FRS, the 86,
Yeah,
and then the
BRZ.
BRZ.
It's a decent little motor.
So this motor is a, I believe a dual overhead cam.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a dual overhead cam. You can see it right there. It's, I about said non-VTEC. Wrong car.
It would be Honda.
It's a dual overhead cam, non-turbo engine that produces 285. You said?
238.
Oh, 38. My bad. I'm adding numbers. You know.
That's okay. Somewhere in that neighborhood, when they did the track test on it, they said it had around 238 horsepower.
Okay. I mean, honestly, this is a spacious design of the motor itself, and I like how instead of the boxer engines, how the intake would be on the back side of it, they have now moved it to the front right here. I mean, honestly, I think they should have done that from the beginning.
If you notice your alternator on this one, and your power steering, all that is just right here where you can get to it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Your O2 sensors for your exhaust are down there, you can get right to it. Unlike before, like with the Legacy and stuff where you had to take half of the suspension apart just to get to the O2 sensor.
Yeah.
It's a lot better design with that.
Oh, yeah. And obviously this has AC in it. I meant to say that in the interior.
And there's your fuse box for the outside. You get the brain stuff right there.
Yep, the computer. And the battery's even easy to get to. Which usually it's right there. Usually with race cars and, you know, people that mod cars and all that, they'll put them in the trunk. But honestly, there's no reason not to, you know, leave it up here. Yeah, it has full ABS.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the braking system on this car. The stabilizer bars that up here in the front of this thing, it just helps with the suspension on this. It just really holds this car together. It doesn't flex at all like some of your other cars on the road do.
All right, so we're at the tires now, and these are the stock rims, which absolutely look gorgeous on this car, in my opinion. He's running the Michelin Pilot Sports 4, I want to say, so I'm not for sure if that's exactly what the name of the tire is, but so don't quote me on that. But these tires are 215 4018s. And honestly, they look really nice. He has full discs all around, and it came stock like that. I don't think they're Brembo brakes, but they look really good. I would be surprised if they didn't put Brembo brakes on it. Oh, they were? Oh.
Don't quote me on that.
We'll do a little research and look it up for you guys later, and I'll put it in a comment below, or not a comment, but in the info below. But honestly, these wheels are really nice looking. Is there anything you wanted to add?
They stop like Brembo. But the aerodynamics of this new design they did on the 22 is really great. I mean, it's totally different from the past years. Even the air ducts coming out the side right here help with the control, keeping the car on the road.
And I don't know if you guys can see or not, but that's actual functioning air ducts. So if I put my hand behind here, you can see that, which is really nice. And I believe the front does it as well. Right here. Oh, I about fell. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the front does as well. It comes out the backside right there.
And when they redesigned this one for 2022, it's got a lower center of gravity on it with the aluminum hood. You'll notice it's got a lower scoop on that that brings the car down some. And I found this out today when I was reading about the track test they did on it. The aluminum roof that's put on these vehicles, they're not done by machines on the manufacturer's assembly line. These are actually assembled by hand, each car, the way these are put together.
Wow.
It was pretty wild to watch how they did that on these. I'm not sure how many of these they made that way, so.
Yeah.
But it's sweet the way it's done.
And this has a different body kit than all the other BRZs had.
Yeah, this is the new body style that they come out with for 2022. It's more aerodynamic. It helps fit lower, and it actually helps keep the car on the ground just at a different speed.
So you got this part that actually smooths up in through here and sort of wraps around the back tires. I actually like these side skirts and stuff like, and yeah. And then you got this little, what would you call that? Just a little.
That's like a wheel pin, I guess.
I guess
it helps the drag, your air drag.
Mm-hmm.
It helps cut down on the air drag when you're moving. It also helps the gas mileage.
Oh yeah. And then this is what the back of it looks like. I'm pretty sure that these bottom lights work. They're not just for show, they work.
That's my backup light.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, they work. Obviously you can see it has a rear view camera right there, so you don't.
We can demonstrate the lights.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Alright, that's your brake lights. Got your turn signals. Got your reverse light. Oh, that's nice. And then emergency blinkers. And then you got sensors all around. You can go ahead and shut it off if you want. Well, you don't steal all your gas. And then you got these little sensors all the way around the car.
Those light up when I have the vehicle in my blind spot.
Okay. Oh, right here?
Yes.
Okay, so that little light right there lights up whenever there's someone in your blind spot. That's nice. And then this is the front of the car. It's a bright turn signal. Hey, turn back on the lights, and then turn your wheel. So we couldn't get the lights to work, I think, or to move back and forth. I think it has to be rolling in order for it to be actually moving. But you know, you got a really nice light system. I think they are LEDs, maybe HIDs. Can you turn on your driving lights? Oh, I guess there's no lights. Yeah, there we go. So that's your driving lights. This part right here lights up. And then what's really cool is that little, the BRZ logo. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, the BRZ logo inside the actual lights itself, which is really neat. And it just makes the car look really nice. Alright, so now that I've showed you guys the outside of it and everything, Dad's gonna take us on a little run, just right down the road and back, just to give you guys an example of what it's like, you know, in this car. So, alright, whenever you're ready.
Start out in full automatic mode.
Yeah, we're gonna go try to run through all the different all the different modes. Sorry, I'm still defrosting. It's cold out here. Did not spin whatsoever.
Took right off like a rocket. Hey there, little Honda. So that was in full automatic mode. Now, you're feeling the way this thing is riding, right?
Right.
We're going to go into sport. Did you feel that suspension?
Yeah, I did feel it.
Okay.
The viewers at home won't feel it because, you know, it's a video. But yeah, I just felt like it just got really stiff. And now he's in sports mode. Oh, jeez. Dang, this is really fun.
Feel how it just softened way up?
Yeah, it got bumpier.
It's neat the way it does that.
Oh yeah.
Now we've gone in, we've taken traction control and everything off of it, okay? That's the difference between those. I haven't tried that in automatic, so we can see what that does in automatic. Not bad.
Alright, and I think that's gonna wrap up the little ride.
Let's see.
Handles like a dream.
Total accurate response on this thing in a curve. If you can see the road's wet, we're not sliding a bit. Some of it's even a little icy,
Yeah.
but it's a 7.
It's dad approved.
Dad approved.